Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. I also have a website. If you guys want to join, it's down below in the description link. The Platinum membership's the membership I would choose. Getting into it and giving my financial opinion, we're going to look at the market conditions and also the ratios for a commodity bull market that's coming. Why do I think there's a commodity bull market coming? We can look at the ratios. I can show you everything that I'm seeing. So I've got this pulled up. I'm going to actually start up a little bit here at the dollar. The dollar is bouncing off this resistance line, the white line there. We came up and hit it a couple times there. We basically touched it there, and we came up above, put a little wick, and we're starting to pull back. I do think that this will head lower. It's not imperative for it to have the commodity bull market exist, but it's a tailwind behind the commodity bull market if it does go lower. The last market, it pulled higher and reversed in 2002. I do think that we are around that time frame. Like this is 01, 02 in relationship to the last bull market. Then we had a large decline in the dollar. That was a huge tailwind behind all of our commodities. I think this is coming. I think it will happen. It will also help precious metals. So what we're looking at is we're seeing we've got a high here, we have a lower high, and then I think we're going to make a lower high here, and then I think we're going to break to the downside eventually. The way that it moves, the actual pattern it scribes, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not claiming to know. You know, I'm not a fortune teller here, but I do think, given where we're at, I think eventually we'll work our way lower. The 10-year yield's continuing to go higher. We've broken out of this downtrend line in the blue. This is a declining interest rate environment. I think that we potentially could be doing a new shift to an increasing interest rate environment. We are at this resistance line, that white line going across horizontally that we have to break. Once we break through that, we could see higher rates and things could start breaking apart a little bit. What I mean by breaking apart a little bit is there could be problems that we face from the inflation and higher interest rates. Inflation creating pressure on interest rates to go higher, and interest rates going higher with debt out there. I don't know exactly what's out there. I just know last time we got up to levels that were similar to this in 2018. They did QE to bring it back down, so we'll see what happens here. We're right at that level. Now, looking at the CRB Index, just to kind of look at the CRB Index to look at it, it continues to break and move higher. So that looks absolutely fantastic from a short-term, from a medium-term, and a long-term perspective. It looks good on all time frames. So that's good. Scrolling on down to like the CRB to S&P 500 ratio, this ratio continues to move higher. It looks really good. Short-term, it is also starting to turn back around. We have a nice good bullish engulfing here. Nice good update today at this closing on Friday. Looks really good to continue higher. Looking at some of the ratios, the platinum to gold ratio. Platinum's outperforming gold. I think that will continue. It's sitting on top of its pattern, ready to move higher. I think platinum's an excellent investment. Physical platinum. This is platinum to palladium. That also is moving higher. Here's short term. It's been rocketing on up, providing outperformance. So platinum, I think, is going to be a huge winner in relationship to gold, in relationship to palladium, and even in relationship to silver. We are breaking out of this pattern to the upside. Platinum is looking fantastic on all time frames, on all different ratios, all at the same time. So platinum, you know, go platinum. I loaded to the gills with it. So that's one metal that looks absolutely excellent for a potential investment in physical platinum. I know I get a lot of questions. What about the mining companies? I'm not as keen on the mining companies. I do own some in not nearly the same amounts of money, but I do own a couple. Looking at gold and silver ratio, the gold-silver ratio, let's zoom in a little bit. Looks like we're trying, oh man, this is going back and forth. We were trying to break back down, but this could be a retest to move higher. Gold might do better in the beginning of this bull market, and then silver is going to just do some crazy stuff afterwards. That's kind of what it looks like that we're doing. We are at this resistance support line that goes across in the blue line going across here. A lot of resistance there, but we're sitting on top of it. Which way is this going to go? I think it will eventually work its way lower, the ratio. Looking at palladium to silver ratio, a big picture view, we are still on the somewhat cheap side for silver. So I think silver is cheap against gold. I think silver is cheap against palladium. And then platinum is cheap against absolutely everything. So platinum's the one, if you look from a perspective of how cheap it is, platinum's the one I think to own. Dow Jones Industrial Average to gold. Looks like we got a little bit of a pattern going on here of a broadening wedge pattern. I do think this will break to the downside eventually, but that's what we've got for the Dow Jones to gold average. It's still at a somewhat high level. 17 is still more expensive than what it was in the 1929 crash, at the beginning of that crash. So I think we could have a large move in gold ahead of us, a very large move in relationship to stocks. The gold to oil ratio continues to compress. We are at 15. I think this will go below 10. I think it could potentially go below 6. Yeah, 6. So there's a lot of upside in oil that is still out there. And if gold starts moving up at the same time, oil will continue to move up at a faster pace. That is a possibility. This is copper to gold ratio. When this is moving higher, usually it means that the copper, which is an industrial metal, that usually the economy is strong and is improving. We've been moving sideways for a while here. So we'll see which way this thing breaks out of this little consolidation period. Uranium, the future pricing has looked really strong. We've come back and did a retest, and now it's bouncing higher. So that was uranium to silver, uranium to the S&P 500 rocketing higher, uranium to gold rocketing higher, uranium to anything, uranium to crude oil is going and moving on up, and uranium to copper is moving up. And what we're looking at is all these have these long patterns that are basing out, and that we're trying to break here. We've been sitting on these patterns, moving sideways. We're getting some momentum to the upside. We're sitting on some of these support lines, and we're ready to rock and roll here, guys. So I think uranium's looking absolutely fantastic. And a lot of the companies are down right now, so I think that's a really good spot to be looking at is uranium. Really good spot. And then we got the Baltic Dry Index to gold ratio. We tried breaking out here. We came on back. I think we'll work our way up. We'll see. I'm still positive on shipping. I still like it. I'm still holding on to my shares. I'm not doing anything with it. So from a ratio perspective, I think that all of these are still really good bargains. And the ones that I like, that I covered here, I like oil. Again, I'm in that, but I don't know if I'd add a whole bunch of new money into it at this time. Uranium's down. It looks really good. That's of really good value, and things are starting to improve. So I think uranium looks good. I think shipping still looks good. I think platinum looks absolutely excellent. And I think the precious metals, actually, guys, I don't know what it is, but I'm getting pretty bullish on precious metals here. It's starting to get some of my money. So everything looks really good. Oil's moving higher, but the other ones look good because they've got more valuation runway ahead of it. And if you guys want to know the particular companies that I really like, join the website, the Platinum membership. It'll get you everything that you need, and the companies that I'm actively adding money into. A lot of them will work out really good if you're patient. You get in there, you buy it when it's low, you buy off support lines, and then you just wait for it to track back up. So that's what I've got for today. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, and we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.